I always thought being a provider meant working 80-hour weeks to pay for the private school, and the travel baseball, and the big house in the suburbs. I thought that as long as the bills were paid, I was winning at being a dad. But then, I found his sketchbook. My son, Leo, is 17. He's always been the quiet type. The kind of kid who blends into the background at family dinners. I was cleaning out the garage when I knocked over a box of his old middle school projects, and his current sketchbook tumbled out. I shouldn't have looked. But I did. The first few pages were what you'd expect. Taggings, doodles of sneakers. Then, the portrait started. There was one of me. My face was just a blur of gray pencil. Staring at a laptop screen. Underneath, he had written. The ghost of Christmas present. My heart actually hurt. I kept flipping. There were drawings of his bedroom door with 5 different padlocks on it. There were entries about how he'd stopped trying to tell me about his art portfolio, because every time he started, I'd get a work call and hold up one finger. The just a minute finger. That turned into an hour. The entry that broke me was from his 17th birthday. ID missed it for a merger meeting in Chicago. Had drawn himself sitting at a diner booth. Alone. With 2 forks and 1 plate. The caption said, "I'm not mad he's gone. I'm just sad he thinks I don't notice." I sat on that cold garage floor for a long time. The next morning, I didn't put on my suit. I walked into the kitchen in a t-shirt and jeans. Leo looked at me like I was an intruder. I told my boss I was taking a personal week. No emails, no calls. I didn't tell Leo about the sketchbook. I just asked him if he wanted to go for a drive. We ended up at this old, dusty art supply store downtown. I told him. "I want to see what you see, Leo." He was quiet for the first hour. Suspicious. But then he started talking. Not about grades or college, but about color theory. And how the light hits the city buildings at 5 p.m. I realized I hadn't actually seen my son in 3 years. That was 6 months ago. I still work hard, but the just-a-minute finger is retired. Last night, I found a new sketch on the kitchen island. It was a drawing of the 2 of us, sitting on the tailgate of my truck. And for the first time, my face had eyes. And I was looking right at him. Pause. Sometimes, we're so busy building a future for our kids that we forget to inhabit the present with them. Don't wait for a sketchbook to tell you what your heart should already know.